Theories. Everyone makes them. Few are remembered. I remember seeing several different kinds of theories on the internet regarding a lot of topics in the fictional part of mass media. Mostly video games and comics, but still. Anyway, the more of these I saw, the more ridiculous some of them looked to me, simply because I didn't believe that this theory was completely logical, or that I had no idea where they even came up with this theory in the first place. I, for one, obviously have had my own theories, some that I can already assume most of you would disagree on. Now the question is, though, why do we make theories? What causes our mind to this perspective of thought, generating our own fictional tales of what could be? As far as I can tell, because of the lack of what is actually there. People create stories all the time, making different alternate realities, story plots, and so forth, seeming completely different to the regularity of our real world. And with these realities come stories, characters, and events that seem so extraordinary or abnormal to our very everyday lives. And more or less, likely depending on the popularity or notoriety of these tales, the public responds in one of the most cliche ways in media history. They get to thinking. Why? Because they can. Imagine right now your favorite show, series, books, or movies, or a game, something you are mentally attached to as being something of importance. Say you're viewing the newest addition to the series, and it's dramatic, emotional, questioning even. It's near the end, and you don't know what's going to happen, and then all of a sudden, a giant plot twist, followed immediately by a cliffhanger. How do you feel while knowing what you now know, or have just experienced after watching that? Are you satisfied with the ending? Did it piss you off? Did it simply leave you jaw-dropping? If not, then, it was just, not big of an ending or part of the story anyway. But nevertheless, it continued on with the everlasting story of the series. And your, or anyone else's, reaction to that triggers this set of emotion and thought that makes up so many questions regarding what just happened, and then answering those questions with self-made answers. Are they right? Are they wrong? You don't know yet. Is that a bad thing? Of course not. It simply means you're curious. And that is the main key behind most man-made theories. Scientific ones aside, anyway. It's the one little piece of curiosity that sparks the whole chain of ideas spawning from, did that really just happen, to, how did he survive, to, I like where this is going. This is the primary role of the fan, the job of predictions. We are, for lack of a better word, the weathermen of mass media. We take the knowledge that we have at our current disposal and create our own story plots, or own endings, our own theories, as to think of what's the most logical thing to happen in the next week before the next episode comes out. Will our predictions be right? Even remotely? Probably not. But that won't change the fact that you will either love or hate the next tale. So again, why do we make up these theories? Why do we spend countless minutes to hours on end thinking about what's going to happen next? Because we care. Even if it's a small thought, we do care. We want to know if this is going to happen. And if it's not, that's okay, if we were wrong. It just means that the writer got the better of us, but that's why we love them. They dominate our expectations, and that's what keeps us coming every time. We predict because we want to feel ahead of the game, to see if we actually do know what the writers are going to do, even if it takes a completely different turn. I can't count how many times I've seen an ending into something that had a good plot in it that I didn't come up with a few theories about it myself, because I loved it from beginning to end. And even if he was or still am wrong about it, I still know the next is going to be good no matter what I think. The thought of theory is just one of those beauties of the imagination. Besides, it's just a simple thought. It's not like it's actually going to happen, right? Or,